This is Winning Cures Everything. Now for your hosts, Gary and Chris.
All right, this week's ranking, we're going to do all-time NFL quarterbacks. Now, this is not any kind of standard. It's not a greatest of all time list. It's our favorite, right?
I thought it was the greatest of all time.
It's what we view as the greatest. How's that? Which will be favorite.
All right, that's not exactly how I did mine. I did greatest of all time.
That's cool. That's cool. Greatest of all time works.
Okay.
So you will be picking first this week. I went first last week.
Okay.
So and anybody that hasn't seen this before or heard this on the podcast, what we do is a draft format. So Chris picks first, and then I pick. We both have 10 names, or however many names, and then we draft them. So some of ours are not going to make the list.
So this is going to end up being ridiculous since I picked greatest of all time and you picked your favorite. No, so the number 2 quarterback is going to be ridiculous.
Not when I explain it a little bit. All right?
It's going to be ridiculous.
Because as greatest, like, there's a lot that can go into this.
No, there's not.
Okay.
The number 1 quarterback in the history of the world is not debatable. It's just not. There's no opinions.
Go ahead. It
is just Tom.
This is your pick. There you go.
It's just Tom. And if anybody says anything otherwise in any bar, immediately call them an Uber or call 911 and knock them out. Those are your 2 options. They don't need to drive home or they don't need to walk ever again.
I can understand that. Okay. Number 2, I got Michael Vick. The reason I've got Michael Vick is he completely changed how people viewed a quarterback.
Did he?
I think so.
Because I think Steve Young did everything Michael Vick did, just not as good as him.
I think that Michael Vick was the first. I'm not going to say the first. He was an African-American quarterback that changed people's perception of what that position could be. And I understand where you're coming from with Steve Young.
I think Warren Moon did that.
But he was Michael Vick
Dante Culpepper did a lot of that.
Michael Vick was sold.
McNair did a lot of that.
Good gracious, you're killing me here.
I am killing you.
Michael Vick was a lot of fun.
Because we both made 2 completely different lists.
Michael Vick was the video game all-timer.
Okay. I'm not debating that.
He got kids excited about watching football. And I understand that kids were already pretty excited about football.
Everybody pretty much likes watching football
But
already.
It changed things up. So I got Michael Vick number 2 on mine.
Okay. Well,
the
number 2 greatest quarterback of all time is Joe Montana. How is it that we can't get on the same page with something very simple? Hey, we're going to do greatest quarterbacks. All right, sweet. I did greatest quarterbacks. And then you did favorite quarterbacks. But you told me greatest.
Look, Michael Vick was not even my favorite quarterback. My favorite quarterback is in here, but we'll get to him eventually. All right, so number 3 for you is Joe Montana?
Joe Montana.
Okay.
No, he's number 2. He's number 2 on this list. He's number 2 on this list.
You got draft pick number 3, playa. Joe Montana, number 3 behind Michael Vick.
I'm helping our listeners.
Number 4 for me is Drew Brees.
Okay.
Now, Drew Brees, Super Bowl winning quarterback. MVP, like a MVP of the league at one point. He's short. He's an everyman. He took a city under his wing. Look, that dude will never have to work or do anything in New Orleans. He won't ever have to buy another drink, another meal, nothing in New Orleans for as long as he lives because of one season. But on top of that, he's still really good. He's like 5'8".
He's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. He made my list. He just wasn't for. My next quarterback is one that I would consider probably my second favorite quarterback of all time if I was going to make Gary's list. He's 4th on my list, but I'm going to throw him up there early because
he's number 5 on this list.
I no longer know where this list is going. It's Brett Favre.
Okay.
Brett Favre is probably the most exciting quarterback that I've ever watched in my life. I was lucky enough to see his entire career, and I don't know I bet you can count on one hand all the games that he played that I haven't seen, either through the beauties of YouTube and NFL films. Just a really special guy. They don't make guys like that anymore.
No, what he did at Southern
don't.
Miss, forget NFL. His playing at Southern Miss with wins over Alabama, wins over Florida State, like that was just a whole different deal, right? Brett Favre, I am with you on.
We've never seen a quarterback play with the kind of passion or excitement that he plays with. It just doesn't happen. Nobody has it.
I agree. Number 6 on the list, I've got Terry Bradshaw. Now, because of NFL films and everything else, look, this was my dad's favorite player growing up, and I have seen on YouTube and everything else. I've watched him, not to mention he is an incredible personality for the NFL now.
So good.
He's an actor. He's all these different things. And it wasn't so much his throwing ability or whatever back then. I mean, he played at Louisiana Tech, and he just kind of happened into the steel curtain, right?
Yeah.
Like,
there's some truth
Pittsburgh's
to that.
defense won them championships.
Oh, he played with like 13, 14 Hall of Famers on the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Terry Bradshaw, 4 Super
The blonde
Bowls.
bomber, man. He's
Absolutely.
incredible. He was on my list of greatest of all time.
That's because he's one of the greatest of all time.
Because he's one of the greatest of all time.
I'm with you.
All right, my next one, as greatest of all time, should have trumped the last one, but I didn't know where you were, and I wasn't going to let you take Brett, is John Elway. John Elway is the third best quarterback in the history of football.
I think you're probably
You
right
can
about that.
debate this point now. You're getting into those names, but I think he was incredible. What he did with his arms and his legs, and just, I mean, he was good. He was really, really good. It was kind of weird to watch most all of his career and see him never win a Super Bowl, and then at the very end win 2 back-to-back. He just peeled 2 of them off and said,
all right, I'm good.
I've waited my whole life. It happened at the end, but it happened. I'm out.
Yeah.
So, big Elway guy.
Well, the Super Bowl between him and Brett Favre was
Yes.
was
Epic.
otherworld.
Yeah.
It
And
was
as
good.
a child, that was like the first time in my life I watched a game. I had no rooting interest.
It was just fun to watch.
Yeah, I didn't care who won, but I wanted to see a great game. And it wasn't I don't care who won because it's Vanderbilt and Missouri. It was I don't care who wins because I love both of these teams. I love both of these quarterbacks. That was our childhood. Those were our generational guys.
Yeah, I'm with you. Number 8 on the list. Like, I'm gonna toss in Aaron Rodgers. Watching
would.
Aaron
What a
Rodgers
dick.
play, forget all the other crap. Just watching him play. I love watching him
50
throw
other
a football.
quarterbacks that would be better to put on this list than him.
Why do you hate so much? Why do you hate Aaron Rodgers so much?
Anybody who, no, I'm not going
Like,
to
I understand you
I'm not
hating
gonna get it. I'm not
my
gonna get it.
list,
No, that's fine.
but hating Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah, a lot.
the most talented quarterback in the NFL right now.
A whole lot.
If you watch Aaron Rodgers control the football game, you watch him in a 2-minute drill, there's no doubt that he needs to be on this list, and I've got him in here at number 8.
Anybody who don't love their mama ain't making my list. Of nothing. Of nothing. Sorry, bastard.
Go.
My next one is a good Tennessee man. He's probably
This better not be who I think it is.
He's probably one of the greatest personalities sports has ever had. He might be the best sports personality of our lifetime.
He might
and
have
maybe
the
of
biggest
all time.
forehead.
He
of
does.
anybody.
He absolutely
I know who
does.
you're going with now.
But Peyton Manning is one of he should be number 1 on that list because of his sheer entertainment value. I'll buy anything that guy's selling.
That dude went to Tennessee.
If
If
you haven't,
No.
yeah, but you're taking a guy out because of where he went to school and your irrational hatred for somebody you beat up on all the time.
we didn't beat up on him. He went
Anyway.
3-1 against Alabama.
Anyway.
I hate Peyton Manning. I have
Anyway.
since 1995.
But you have no logic or reasoning other
No.
than Tennessee.
No, it's completely emotional.
that's
I understand
dumb.
where I'm at with this, and I'm cool with it.
But anyway, if you haven't seen the commercial for DirecTV that he did with his brothers, and I'm not talking about the ones that got him famous. I'm talking about the ones that were before DirecTV started putting him on the air. There's one called Football Cops. It will make you fall in love with Peyton and Eli Manning like you've never fallen in love before. I need a sitcom of him ASAP. I need for a TV station to take when Eli retires to have Peyton, Eli, Archie, and Cooper to either call games or to have their own Sunday morning show, whatever. I need Cooper to be the butt of every joke. This is all I want in my life is more Peyton Manning on TV. And you know why I never bothered with him? He never bothered me because he never beat my guy.
Who is your guy?
Tom never lost to him. Ever.
He lost in, what was it, 2016? And it wasn't Manning that beat him. It was when he was with the Broncos. You're like, that doesn't count.
You want to give Peyton credit for that? Okay. Peyton maybe beat him like 3 times in his career.
I'm with you.
But we used to debate who the best is.
And the one that always won.
The one that always
won
was what I used to say, and people would always get mad at me for saying that.
It's like, yeah, but look at the stats.
Anyway,
look at the blah, blah, blah.
He is fantastic. And he was really good at football.
Yeah, he was really good at football. So it was more than just entertainment. He was fantastic. Yeah. Number 10 and the last one on our list, I got Steve McNair.
Okay, that's not a bad one.
So I like Steve, and we'll do some honorable mentions to close it out.
I got 2 honorable mentions I'd like to say.
Steve McNair was he and Eddie George brought life to pro football in Tennessee.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Like that's nobody was a big Titans fan or anything when they first came here. But the whole state kind of rallied around them as they were making their Super Bowl run. The Music City Miracle, all this different stuff. And Steve McNair, I mean, my gosh, there's all sorts of legendary stories that people tell about him.
We're not going to get into that.
We're not going to get into the locker room.
Just stop.
But it's more than just the dang-a-lang.
Yeah, come on now.
It's more than just that.
Come on now.
But he was a personality.
He was great.
And he came from Alcorn State.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Alcorn State was the first small college that I really wanted to watch on TV. Like, they purposely put him on ESPN so that people could see this guy. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was incredible.
So I'm going to keep Steve McNair at 10.
I'm great with that. You won't get any argument from me on that. That's a pretty unbelievable pick. I'm a fan. I'm a huge McNair guy. My 2 honorable mentions. 1, Dan Marino. Never won a championship, but all-time quarterback greatness-wise and entertaining, funny. Him in the Ace Ventura movie could not have been better. And then my last one, I didn't watch the ESPYs. I'm probably going to go back and listen to his talk just because it's him. But this has nothing to do with whatever he said recently because it's Jim Kelly.
Yeah,
Jim Kelly growing up was I kind of had like a lot of pity for him because they kept going to Super Bowls and losing. But those were really, really great teams that the Bills had. I mean, they were all time great.
And they just could not get over the hump.
No, my Pats couldn't beat them. Not ever. And that guy was tough. They say that Kelly tough. That guy's real tough.
So people think of the Cleveland Cavaliers as like a great team. That's kind of the same thing. They just can't get over the. Now they did it once, which is more than Buffalo did.
That's right.
But my honorable mentions, I'm going to throw in Phillip Rivers just because I love the guy. No, he's got 9 kids.
No, he's got 14 kids.
Is it 14?
No, it's double digits. I know that. God. I might have exaggerated that. He's got double-digit kids.
Let's say somewhere between 10 and 14. He's got a lot of kids. And then I've got Kurt Warner. Greatest Show on Turf was, it revolutionized
Kurt was amazing.
The NFL at that point because people just didn't run an offense like that.
And he should have a Super Bowl ring. He absolutely should have a Super Bowl ring.
He does have a Super Bowl ring.
With the Arizona championship.
Oh,
that was theirs. That was theirs.
Well, my gosh, your boy Tom got him out of one of them.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about Arizona.
Yeah, that year,
James Harrison openly punched somebody in the back of the head repeatedly, multiple times. The very next play wasn't called a foul, wasn't anything. James Harrison makes an unbelievable play on the ball, recovers a fumble, runs it back for a touchdown. That's the difference in the game.
Yeah.
James Harrison should have been ejected from the game immediately. You can't do that. He did it. Refs didn't say anything. They sat and watched it. They took that from Kurt.
Here's our recap. Number 1, Tom Brady. Number 2, Michael Vick. You know I'm not going to say anything bad about the Steelers. I can't do it.
I know.
Tom Brady, Michael Vick. Number 3, Joe Montana. Number 4, Drew Brees. Number 5, Brett Favre.
Favre.
Number 6, Terry Bradshaw, the blonde bomber. Number 7, John Elway. Number 8, Aaron Rodgers. Number 9, Peyton Manning. And number 10, Steve Air McNair.
Terry Bradshaw, TB12 before Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right about that. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, he's the man.
All right, so that wraps up our ranking for this week.